There are multiple celebrity trials happening. I mean, I'm riveted because there's so many.
We're caught up in all of them.
But we want to recap what is going on and what can happen next in court.
That's right. We're talking Sean Combs' trial, Harvey Weinstein, and Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
Just
their legal battle. There's so many. Joining us now, attorney Joanne Molinaro, who's been watching all of this. You have so much to watch right now, though.
I know. I could start an entire side job on just watching these celebrity trials.
No, absolutely. And probably not seeing viewer interest on other cases, but on these, I think it's interesting, like the public's invested in all of these cases.
Well, I think that's also fascinating and also kind of fun.
Yeah, we actually want to talk about the things you want to talk about. So let's start with Sean Combs, day 17 of his sex trafficking and racketeering trial. What is going on now?
Well, what we are now seeing is bribery, extortion, and of course, more violence. And this is what I was talking about, ladies, before, is that the prosecution is slowly but methodically building a case for racketeering. When we're talking about an enterprise that is engaged in criminal activity, you got to follow the money. And we're now starting to see $100,000 going into cash, into the security guard who got the video footage that we've now all seen and giving it to Diddy. We've seen a $20,000 wire transfer that was testified to by the CFO. That's not good. And today we are anticipating another anonymous witness, Jane, to talk about more violence and potentially more money that was exchanging hands in support of the prosecution's case.
These anonymous witnesses have been explosive. And most of them have immunity because there were other issues happening behind the scenes there. So it's going to be interesting to see how the jury sorts through all of that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I know, because I've covered so many court cases. In a situation like this, a lot of times the defendant wants to testify. They think that they'll get up there, they'll be charismatic, they'll be able to win over the jury. This isn't always a good idea. Do you think Combs should testify or not testify?
Absolutely not. If I was defense counsel, I would say no. We're going to talk about the Weinstein case. Harvey Weinstein, he wanted to testify at this retrial.
The defendant always wants to. The lawyer's always like,
But we've seen that, you know, the defendant, particularly in the Combs trial, may not have a really good handle on how he actually appears to people like the jury box. And so I think if I were his lawyers, I'd say, I know you want to do it, but it's not going to happen.
Right. Okay, let's talk Harvey Weinstein. You brought him up. Jury deliberations will begin this morning in his retrial. What were some of the key differences this time around?
The biggest key difference here is, of course, the third victim. Be careful what you ask for. Probably the worst thing that could have happened to Weinstein and the defense counsel in this case was that a third victim came and testified about yet another allegation of sexual violence that was perpetrated against her. So that is the biggest difference. It not only means that the prosecution's case has been bolstered since the trial that happened in 2020, but that the sentence can now even be bigger for the defendant.
Oh, that's interesting. Will it also have an impact potentially on the retrial that is set to happen here in Los Angeles?
Well, we don't know if that's going to happen, but absolutely all of these testimonies that are coming out, it's giving the prosecution more time to build an even stronger case.
Which is what they look like they did.
Exactly.
Okay, before we let you go, we have to talk Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. I mean, this case is just so messy. We've been talking about it for so long. It hasn't even hit the courtroom yet. Judge, though, just denied a recent request by Blake Lively. Can you talk about what we're seeing happen here and how messy this really is?
Well, Jamie, you hit the nail on the head. It's messy. It's messy. This little blow-up actually is a very technical issue. Essentially, what happened was they wanted some documents that Blake Lively's team didn't want to turn over, and Blake Lively said, you know what? I'm actually going to drop a couple of claims out of my 13 cause of action complaint, just a couple of them.
So you don't see this as a big deal?
This is a minor scuffle that has now turned into a big deal because of the headlines. It does make her look a little bit like, is your case as strong as it seems? If you're voluntarily withdrawing your own claims, perhaps you didn't have the goods that you thought you did. But in actuality, it's a minor issue that really shouldn't have taken so much headlines, but that's the thing about this case. It takes up the headlines, and the public, view of these parties is so important.
Well, and I feel like so divisive when you go to talk to people.
Absolutely.
No, it's very interesting. We're all chatting about all of these, so we appreciate. I've been saying everybody's become a legal expert now on social media.
We're all legal experts.
This is why we're bringing in our actual legal expert, Joanne Molinaro. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I just don't have the degree, or I'm not making the money.
You'll get
That's
there.
all right. Well, thank you.